Hello and welcome to Auto Shenanigans. How the devil are you? Have you had a good week? My name is John. Thank you very much for joining me for another exciting episode of Secrets of the Motorway. I've left my script in the car, so I'm going to go and get that and then we'll crack on with the episode. All right. This week, we're looking at the 8-mile long M876 motorway. It connects the M80 and the M9 motorways, and whilst the plan and route for the M876 was devised in the 1950s, it wouldn't be constructed until 1980. The first section of the M876, running from the M80 to Junction 2, started out as a dual carriageway and bypass built in the 1960s. Known as the A876, it allowed traffic to bypass Larbert and Bonnybridge. Not long after, they decided to extend the A786 to the east over to Bowtrees, and at the same time they wanted to convert the whole thing into a motorway. So in 1973 they added hard shoulders to the existing A876 and then extended it over to Bowtrees. By 1980 all of the work was completed and the M876 opened for business. The start of the M876 is nothing more than a set of free-flowing slip roads that originally would have linked up with the A80, but as we mentioned that's now been upgraded to the M80. In any case, the junction is still laid out as per its original design, as is Junction 1, which in the context of today's motorways leaves a lot to be desired. On an old A road it no doubt made sense. But these tight slip roads with next to no space today would be considered a dangerous design. And I'm quite surprised that they didn't take the opportunity to rearrange the junction when the A876 was upgraded to a motorway. Still, at least that problem's only applicable to one set of slip roads. The good news is that the other slip roads are half a mile away. Unlike Junction 1, Junction 2 has seen a fair few changes over the years. When it was part of the A876, the dual carriageway ended at a roundabout as seen on this map. This whole section of dual carriageway would be upgraded to the M876, and as we mentioned earlier, an extension was built from Junction 2 heading to the east. The extension and motorway upgrades were routed along a different alignment, resulting in a spur of dual carriageway being repurposed and turned into Junction 2. Here's how it looked when it was all done, and you'll notice, compared to today, we're missing a set of slip roads. And indeed we are. These were added later on in around 2012 following the construction of the nearby Forth Valley Hospital. It had long been a complaint that the junction was missing a set of slip roads, so whilst they were building a new hospital, it made sense to chuck in these missing slip roads at the same time, which they did, and I'm sure today they're very useful for ambulance access. I am standing in the middle of a motorway. How is this even possible? Well, because the M876 has a pedestrian crossing. Yes, that's right, the motorway has a pedestrian crossing. Of course, this shouldn't happen under motorway regulations, and it seems to have been a forgotten about mistake. As we said earlier, the spur that makes up part of Junction 2 used to be part of the A876, so in that context it makes a lot more sense having a pedestrian crossing. When it was all upgraded to a motorway, it seems that they forgot to remove it, or at least realign the crossing elsewhere. What that means though is that I think this is the only pedestrian crossing we'll find on any of our motorways across the country. Probably because it's a stupid idea. Also, 70-mile-per-hour signs. I don't know why Scotland does that. This is the pedestrian crossing that you'll find on the M876. This is the pedestrian crossing that you'll find on the M876. This is the pedestrian crossing that you'll find on the M876. Right. I'm going to cross the motorway. Quick. Yeah, it's safe. Look, the end of the motorway is just here. A short distance up from Junction 2, and the M876 does something weird with the M9, not in a Jimmy Savile sort of way, but in as much as the two carriageways come together and follow the same path for a short distance before the M876 spurs off in a different direction. I've tried to find the peculiar reasoning behind this, but it seems this is all as intended. They wanted this to happen. So after you've driven along the M9 for a short distance, you exit at Junction 7 to pick up the M876 again. The next and final junction on the M876 is Junction 3, which until 2006 was a roundabout where the motorway ended. The motorway still ends here, but the junction was rebuilt due to the A876 east of here being upgraded to a dual carriageway. Instead of a roundabout, there's now a grade separated junction, and this moves the endpoint of the M876 along ever so slightly from its original position. If you can see the bridge. Can you see the bridge behind me? I don't know. Try a different framing. Whoa, bloody holes. And there we are then, guys, that's all for this week. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you did, there is of course a button specifically for that. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. That would be wicked sweet awesome. Enjoy the rest of your week, whatever it is you get up to. My name's John, you've been watching Auto Shenanigans, and I'll see you guys next time for another exciting episode of Secrets of the Motorway. Until then, take care, bye-bye.